It's going on, everybody. It's your boy, not your average agent. And if you feel yourself overwhelmed, stressed, just complacent in your business, I got a solution for you. Check out my girl, Beneficial Babe. If you find yourself with help with automation, creating systems, helping with just overall funnels with your merchandise and products, she's the person you want to talk to. So do yourself a favor and take your business to the next level. Check out my girl, Beneficial Babe, today. What's going on, y'all? And welcome back to the Polar Experience, y'all. It's a good night. It's a good night, y'all. We have a good night because we got my man, Latif, a.k.a. King Tif of the King Tif Network. And I don't think y'all know, but I'm a podcast here. It's what I do. I replaced music with podcasts a long time ago, but it's only so many podcasts that I respect, especially podcast creators I respect. And this man right here, this team, they're the Golden State to our Cleveland Cavaliers. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I still
don't know how to feel about that one. Still don't know how to feel. You know? And what year? He doesn't tell me.
You never like we'll get to that one. But I love, you know what I'm saying, seeing their drive, seeing their consistency, and seeing once again them digging up our city, and it's a beautiful thing. And one of the reasons why we started our podcast, because, you know what I'm saying, we all are about collaboration. And I love the fact that we can be in competition so well, but we still collaborate each other. So this is a great example of that. And we're going to have a good time, because we don't get to the past, the present, and the future of what he got going on. So it's going to be a good night today, y'all. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And we got Sam in tonight, y'all. So I know it's gonna be a good time as special guest host tonight.
I feel special.
You should. I came out on a Tuesday.
Come on now.
Turn up on Tuesday.
I love it.
So I want to start from the beginning, my friend, because I feel like a journalist. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I went back to the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Because we see the King Tif Network, but you know what I'm saying? You had other podcasts. You know what I'm saying? You had other ones. So let's go from there.
Okay, yeah. So, my podcasting journey, I always say, starts in 2019.
Okay.
Originally, I mapped down the days, and it's crazy anyway, because I just feel like it's so special, what we're doing here in the city. Yeah. And I just want to say congratulations to you and your team and everything y'all been able to create, because it is not easy.
It is not.
No.
When I say it is not easy,
especially when you got somebody working you 2 days a week.
That was a little insider, and I was supposed to be inside now, but we're gonna figure that out. But I just really do appreciate what y'all do, and it does. When I see it, inspires me. Like, oh, we got something. Oh, we and I'm not the only one who saw it, because that goes back to 2019. I was hosting shows around the city, in and out the city, like live shows on the mic. I was really trying to perfect that craft originally. But then I seen this, I think a lot of people started to see this rise of podcasting and the movement and everything. But I had been a real big fan of Charlemagne the God and really the Breakfast Club in general, and how they interacted and how they had questions, and how like my biggest, like, I'm a real big music fan, and I love our generation, so I always wanted to know what they were thinking. And then, like, when you see like the Kevin Hart's and you see him do an interview now, it's probably 8 years ago, and he's coming off of Think Like a Man. Then he has another interview where he's coming off of his first movie with Netflix, but he's partnering with them now. He's not just in the movie, and he's talking about ownership. And I was just the progression of a person captured in a moment. It was like, oh, you can do that. And I was like, that's amazing. I would love, but I never thought I would do it. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to my pops. I always say that. Shout out to my dad. A legend in the city, a party promoter in the city, super legend. He actually had a show with YFL Kelvin, a pretty big name in the city. He had just actually signed to Def Jam at the time. And he was doing the show, and somehow in the contract it was like media promotion where he was going to do an interview with somebody But
name
he
brand is water. Just water.
a little H2O, quench my thirst. But because this story is just so crazy when every time I think about it. But he didn't have anybody to do the interview, and I was and he was like, "Yeah, we're trying to find somebody," and I was already hosting the show, and I was like, "I'll do it," and I just said it, and he was like, "Okay, bet," and he started setting it up. And I ended up staying up all night writing out questions.
Yeah.
Like, what did I just do?
Yeah.
And the day came and it happened, and it's on YouTube right now. The first thing I ever posted on YouTube, and you can see I was looking at questions, looking back at him, holding the mic. He was talking, and I was still holding the mic. It was just a moment in time that took forever for me to talk about footage and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was the first. I was like, this can't take forever. And I started telling people I'm about to start a YouTube,
Yeah.
That's where Couch Talk comes in. This is a long story, by the way.
No, go ahead.
No, we need to know.
Yeah, we need to know, cause this history right here, bro.
Yeah.
Because you know what I'm saying, y'all are doing big things. Like you said, similar mindset. I like the progression. I want to be able to play back this episode and be like, man, remember King Tif was on here, man. He talking about that now. He out here. He the Bill Bellamy of Cleveland, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Come
on. So please let us know, because I said, I'm like, so we have the setup for what will eventually be King Tif in this situation right here.
Yes. So, basically, from there, I did the interview. So I did the interview top of August. It was probably like August 3rd. I did the interview. Around that time, I did a event actually in my hometown where I was hosting it was like this big, and I'm originally from Ravenna, Ohio.
Shout out to Ravenna.
I was born there. I moved out here when I was about 13, so I've been out here ever since. But we did this big, where it was like a community event where we ended up having over 2,000 people show up. And it was my first event I put together with my sister that I grew up with. Shout out to DJ Cruz, where we just basically brought the city out, and it was just like an amazing, and it was an all day thing. And it just like, it literally like shocked my mind and like put me in a state of like, I can almost, to do anything. So I was, in August, I was at this, shout out to Dollar Bank. I was at Dollar Bank, but I was just like, I had just got out of college, and I was like, I can't be here. Like, I just can't continue to do this and what I just done and then come back into this space. Like, it's not gonna work for me.
Can I have this real time one time? Because that's good though.
And I was gonna say, you can't go backwards. Like, once you hit something like that, it's nowhere to go but up from there. Because I'm just like,
or forward
movement.
Because I went back a few times.
Okay, but sometimes you got to tiptoe back a little bit
to figure it out.
So
that's basically what was happening. In the end of August, I had thought of two ideas, which was Couch Talk and the Life of an Ex-Athlete, because originally I went to college for football and I didn't make it to the league, so it was just this whole what's next
Did you say the life of the next athlete?
The life of an ex.
Of an ex.
Yeah, the life of an ex-athlete.
Okay.
I did that in 2019. I did that for, what did I do? I believe I did 15 episodes. I did 15 episodes that season. But it was my first time actually like buying the podcasting equipment and that was the first time really learning about audio. At the same time, I had kind of partnered with my father. Shout out to my dad again, and that's where Couch Talk kind of started to develop, because I started to put money into the video side, because I was like, people want to see this. Like, podcasting is going great, and it's like a thing, but people want to see it. And I was watching the 85 South show at the time a lot, and
shout out to them, man.
Shout out to them. They was progressing so crazy that it was like, but people are watching them do it. Like, even if they're just sitting here, they're watching. I'm watching 2-3 hours of them just sitting there. And it's like, people want to see how you express what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
And I started to understand that. So going out of 2019, I had dropped 15 audio podcasts and I believe 7 interviews, but they were like very well put together. I didn't understand any of this at the time. They was just lights, camera, action. I just understood I wanted to really be well at doing an interview.
Yeah.
I wanted to figure that out. I didn't care about the lights. But then basically what happened was it would take a month for me to see any of the footage. And then it would take 3 months. And then I would do 3 interviews in a day and I wouldn't see it for a month and a half. And it's like, I can't promise when I'm going to give these people this.
Yeah.
And my whole thing, what I saw was every Friday. Well, that's what the 85 Stuff show was doing. We're going to be here every Friday.
Yep.
We're going to be here for you every Friday. Whatever you're going through, you can come click us on and we're going to make y'all have a moment. So I was trying to kind of follow the formula that was placed, but I couldn't because I was almost being pigeonholed, but because I was paying the money, but I wasn't getting the results I was looking for. So I was like, man, again, this is the longest story. I've always cut this story short because it's really like 2-3 years of my life like that happened at the same time. That leads to this moment and then the next moment, because my whole thing was compounding whatever I'm going to do into something more. So whatever I'm going to do, whatever I want to do, just make sure, however long it takes, make sure it's just building on top of each other. And then I found understanding more so about ownership and knowledge behind lighting and how to shoot and how to put it out, because I was putting out my own audio, so I'd already started to figure out that audio. Anchor was great. Shout out to Anchor. And just understanding how to formulate a episode, like how to title it and everything. Then I had put out all my YouTube interviews, but I didn't edit them. So then,
so you was putting out raw content?
No, they were getting edited, but I would just be putting them out.
Okay,
but gotcha. That's what makes the King Tif Network so special, is because everything that's under the King Tif Network, like when it says 001, that's when I started to edit and do everything. Because I had went back, and shout out to Ohio Media School. I went back to Ohio Media School for about 4 months to really to learn how to edit and to like get access to cameras and like space and people, and it was just like really learning the whole. I had to like go back to school, basically just learn the whole thing over in reverse. Like, okay, people kind of saw me do some interviews, but it's like, do I even know what I'm doing? I got to know everything. So I just took that, and in May of 2021, I started the King Tif Network. From there, I was just like, how can I stay as consistent as I possibly can? And I was just challenging myself every single week to just, like, I've taken breaks, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I've taken breaks, but, and this will come out right before February's over, right?
Oh yeah, bro, because I'm trying to beat y'all out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. y'all be killing it. Y'all get them. I'm telling you, people hate getting interviews with me because it may be a month and a half before you see your interview, but that's because I cultivate it in a certain way, and I put it out to where I can push it right, to where it actually, to me, makes sense. And if I'm going to do it, and especially if I'm going to do it for free, I'm going to make it make sense for me.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to, so I try not to never cater to one specific person, but find a system that works for me and then build upon it. Because I want them out faster, but it's just, if it's for it to keep going, you don't want to just put it all out and you ain't got nothing, and then you scrambling and everything.
So I hear quality,
but quantity too. Like,
it's both.
I was on a mission to figure out how to put out both.
Yeah. So have you ever felt like, okay, I need to put out some content, I need to come up with something? Have you ever like put some content out that you know was like not your best, but you just had to get something out there?
Oh, so many times.
Yeah.
Shout out to Haber. He hated his first interview, actually. Interview
Sounds
50.
familiar.
And shout out, and I want to take a moment because it's a journey that I've been on, but I haven't been alone.
Yeah.
So I just want to shout out as many people as I can. First off, shout out to my boy Scotty Too Hottie.
Sorry, Scott, man.
Scott is the epitome of the royal family when you're talking about just loyalty, royalty, and just wanting the best for everybody.
That's what's up.
He literally to this day will say, I'm pulling up just because my boy needs me, not for a brand, not for, and he understands what we're doing, but it's just like, nah, my boy needs me. And it's like, if you could start there with the heart of, I'm just doing this because the person I care for needs me.
Yeah.
Well, you can't really fail.
Yeah,
You're only going to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to my boy Scotty Tuhati. Shout out to my boy DeMonte. Shout out to my boy Sweezy. I want to shout out Andrew Lloyd. Shout out Johnny. Shout out, and that's Johnny Filmworks and Johnny Lumpkin.
Shout out to Johnny.
Shout out to Studio Zero. Shout out to Marquette. Shout out to Lana 4K, Ryan Nova. Who else? Pro Photos. Ooh Wee. Dre Day. OEAs. Shout out to everybody who has not only wanted to be on the show, but I preach building. Because if you're not building, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You're just doing stuff to do it. And I never wanted to do this just to be in front of a camera. It was never my goal to be in front of a camera. The crazy part is the only reason why I got in front of the camera is because I felt like nobody else was taking it as serious as I would. So I just got to put my face on it would just like make people take it serious because they would take me serious. So I was like, okay, they ain't gonna just laugh in my face. I'm not gonna try not to let that happen. So I mean, I've always had good quality relationships with people. So it was like, let me use that to put their thing out there to the world more.
Yeah.
I want to backtrack a little bit to when you said that you went back to school for broadcasting, and just touch on the fact that we may have a niche for something and we may do something well, but it's just never too late to jump back in and fine tune or try to perfect your craft. Because I did the same thing. I went to school for winemaking, and I I felt like I was doing my thing, but I was like, okay, I want to know this stuff.
Yeah.
I want to know what I'm talking about. I want to know what I'm doing. I want to have control over my craft.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's never too late. Even if you just pick up a couple classes, you know what I'm saying? You might only need a couple classes. Nobody's saying go get a degree, but there's nothing wrong with that either.
Right.
But yeah, it's never too late to just fine tune your craft. And there may be things that you don't know, because there were plenty of things I didn't know that I thought I knew.
Always.
So yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah. So to
That
touch on,
shows you're very serious. You were serious.
oh,
For sure.
so serious. I think, I mean, again, just talking to people, like listening to people like Kevin Hart and like even Mark Cuban, like these people always are determined to learn more. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
they are.
They're always determined to buy the next seminar. To even if it ends up them being a part of it, they want to be in it to learn. They want to know what's coming, because if you're ahead of the game, you will never be behind the game. And
That's a tight episode right there.
Look, don't forget.
Yeah.
Steve already got us.
Yeah, see, you already got me.
yeah, so I always try to just learn. I always took school for granted. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely took, but until I ended up almost losing my scholarship for football almost like twice. And just for poor grades, and I just was just like, at the end of the day, I have to do this for me. And if I ever go back to school, because I got through that point and I graduated, but if I said if I ever go back to school, I don't care about the degree, I don't care about the certificate. I haven't even got my certificate from Ohio Media School, but that's beside the point.
Give him a certificate.
It's the knowledge and the access and the resources that I'm going to take advantage of, because that's what they're really giving you.
For sure.
How do you cultivate resources that you have in front of you to make something that you own?
Yeah. I have a question.
Yes.
You said something that was so profound to me. It's so many of our young men that go to school and they think because in high school they were able to slide through the cracks and get those scholarships. I play football. I'm good. I don't have to worry about it. So what advice would you give other young men that are currently in that situation, trying to figure it out?
Just don't give up. Don't give in to the thoughts of in your head. I got a 13 on whatever that test is called.
ACT?
The ACT.
Yeah.
I didn't even take the SAT. I was just like, look, the 13 was good enough. I don't need no other disappointments in my life. But I took and that was my lowest score. But I took it again and again and again. The highest I ever got was a 22 or something like that. But that didn't define me as a man, as a intellectual, as a individual. It didn't define me in none of that. As a football player, it didn't define me in none of those things that I valued. So it didn't diminish me. But I've seen people let it take them all the way to the brink of that they don't find their self-confidence. So what I would say is just continue to find yourself. And if you find yourself, you'll find what you value, and then you'll take that into priority in whatever moves you make. And then you won't really go against yourself. And if you don't go against yourself, you won't feel bad when you don't. Everybody fails. Everybody fails. Men fail. They just don't like to admit it. And it's like, at the end of the day, sometimes you need to fail to understand where you're going. So understand where you're going. Figure that part out, and keep trying to figure that part out, because it's not easy to figure that out, and sometimes you have to fail to redirect yourself and stuff like that.
That's good,
man.
And failure is a lesson, period.
Exactly.
And to keep
failure is important. It is so important. It is so important. I've learned I failed like 7 times today. Like, fail. Like, do that and just keep learning.
Like, failure is the best teacher because for future reference, like, I tried this and didn't work this way. So, and it helps to guide you. Like, I know where I'm going now because I know where I've been.
Yeah, and I don't want to go back there.
And I don't want to go back.
That was
9
terrible.
times out of 10, it's a redirection.
Yes.
It's a redirection. You need to be doing something a little different,
All right, so I'm gonna get into the nuts and bolts of it all, because once again, because
they trying to get me out of here.
I
was ready to talk today and everything. I was just like, how you doing the same thing?
It's Tuesday.
How you doing the same thing? I'm like, yep, and another thing.
No, you know what? Let's get into that, because I want you to understand, this podcast thing, it is not easy, especially when you're behind the camera. Yeah. And I know you perfected it, because, man, once again, I give my props to my man, because he got it down to, I'm like, dang, he quick with it, you know what I'm saying? Like me, I'll be formulating questions and all that through the interview and all that good stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, me too.
But my question to you is, like you said earlier, you said you found your speed, you found your flow and all that. What advice would you give to someone who's just starting out with their podcast to get to formulate those very things? Because I know me, I put a whole 8 miles in I was in the mirror doing this before the interview and all that good stuff. Still didn't work, you know what I'm saying?
Look, you gotta have your routine though. You know what I'm saying? Like you're on. This is 104. Like I'm posting 102 this week. Reps.
Yeah.
The best way to get it. I'm a football player. I'm a basketball player. I'm an athlete at heart. And I was never bad at anything. So that's because whatever I wanted to do, I got them reps in. I'll never forget. I was like, and I don't know why this is so funny to me, but I was like 8 years old, and I was trying to start on a basketball team because I was coming off the bench and I was playing great minutes. Don't get me wrong. But I was like, I want to go to that next level. I went every single day to the basketball court just to learn how to be a better... I was like, the only way we're going to do it is if we do it every day. And I just took that in everything I do now. If I really want to be good at this, I'm going to do it every day. If I wanted to really learn how to be a good interviewer, I watched interviews every day. The great ones, the bad ones, the long ones, the short ones, the formulated ones, the ones that just come out of the blue. And then I think it just got stuck in my head.
So look, I gotta ask, who are some of your favorite journalists and interviewers to watch?
Yeah, so it's Charlamagne the God. I like to watch Joe Budden, but I liked him earlier than I do now.
That's most of us.
I was about to say I don't like the enlightened Joe Budden. Give me back to before love and hip hop Joe Budden.
Give me back to the whatever the interview show he did with Cash App. I like that where he was doing I like that where he was just realizing that he was really it.
You're right. Yeah.
Now he know he
Now
is.
He
He getting money like he is.
It's a difference.
It's all different.
It's just a difference. But who else? Of course, I like the flow of the 85 South show because it's still an interview, but it's still like relaxing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they have found the balance of like, nah, come here and kick it in the trap. But like, I know our people want to hear a couple stories.
Yeah.
So that is something I really like. Who else? Oh, $1 Million Worth of Game.
Oh yeah.
I heavily study Vlad. I think he's a genius. I think he is. Yeah. I study him. I think he's slow moving on purpose because if you're making millions of dollars, why would you do other things? But because the industry calls him a one-trick pony. But I do study him because he figured out a formula and just ran it. And just
I'll give you that.
Like I took his how he clips his YouTubes out. I did that for Instagram. That's kind of how I started to do so many clips. Yeah. I was just like, I'm just gonna do as many clips as he would do, like cause he'll drop 4 a day. Yeah. And that'll make him $100,000.
I didn't know that.
Look,
when them numbers come
so
in,
bad, do it.
When them numbers start
coming,
coming, that's when I started to become like a fan of Vlad. When he started doing like interviews with like Charlemagne or with like academics, and he started talking about his numbers and like even No Jumper when he started talking about like how the thing, and he knows like, oh yeah, this clip is gonna make me.
Yeah, you know analytics like the back of their hand.
Yeah, and it's like that's how good I want to be at my stuff. Yeah. Not necessarily everything he does. Because I don't necessarily agree with everything, but I don't have to agree with everything he does.
I feel you.
You agree with his work ethic?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's why he's never stopped for 13 years.
It's a lot of crazy people with great work ethics. You know.
That's facts, too.
It's facts.
That's facts.
Because we look at him like, oh, this person is just this and that. It's like, but guess what? You're paying attention. You're watching what you're doing.
You're right.
Continuously.
But if you look at all the greats, though, there are episodes 500, 300, so on and so that like. And like
Joe Rogan,
right? And these dudes, they've been doing it for years. And I think I'll never forget David Shan. He said something great, and I know I say it quite a bit nowadays. That he said most podcasts don't make it past episode 50.
I seen you write that.
Most of them don't make it past.
Yeah, I seen that too. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I was on like 87 though. I was like, I don't know what he talking about, but I feel you.
You know that was like towards you. It was keeping it real and whatnot because you know what I'm saying, because it's hard work, but at the same time people don't stay consistent with it, you know what I'm saying. And when really things really pop is when after we talking about 100+ episodes in is that be that one episode where everything changes. Yeah, like someone sees it, and then it goes viral because that's how it happened for Earn Your Leisure. They were episode I forgot episode they were on, and they were same setup, mics, 2 iPhones, and they kept going. And now look at them, they are $1 million company, man.
But they was working behind the scenes too, they was putting those classes together at EYL. Oh, yeah. They had that on pack, so once they hit, and that's what I'm trying to get. Like I'm trying to have my packages together to where it's like I'm already ready to go once this, because the content's already gonna make itself. It's just okay, what are you gonna put behind it? The merch, the different sponsorships, the different business partners.
No, you get
because that's the bag I'm in right now. That's where I'm at right now.
You're getting spicy now.
That's where I'm at right now. That's definitely where I'm at right now.
I want to get into that because I want to talk about because people think we do this for the fun, like a hobby.
Y'all don't?
No, not at all, madam.
No, but I would definitely do it for free, and I have.
Yeah, exactly. But bills got to be paid. Exactly. So let's talk about that because most people are thinking once again, if if I set up a camera, I get me a tripod with a light on it or whatnot. I got me a podcast. Let's talk about the business behind it. Because once again, I love the fact that y'all got a whole y'all host events. Y'all go to events. Y'all record them. Y'all are all encompassing and whatnot. Y'all it's not just a podcast. Y'all are actual business behind that. So I wanted to touch on that part because I love how you said the sponsorships, the merchandise, because people don't understand that come along with it also.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing for me was ownership. It was ownership. Understanding that anytime I walk in a room, that we walk in a room, we are a entity. And not just, oh, he's a podcaster, oh, this is a podcast. No, we are an entity. We are something that is valuable to almost anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
So it's always about expanding, never limiting. My whole goal was and I've told people this since I started. I was like, the interviews are only the beginning. It's only for people to see, like, to get the leverage I need to really do everything I'm really trying to do, because it's hard to. And I've been listening to E.T. a lot lately. I had to understand why I needed money before I could get money. Like, everybody wants money, of course. Like, we want to be able to go buy whatever we want to go buy, or, go do what we want to do, or not have to go work for this person, or whatever. But why do you need the money? Like, where is it going? Who is it helping? Yeah. What's the service you're bringing? So once I started to understand the why of why I needed money, I started to really understand why I needed money. Like, I'm trying to serve a community that hasn't been necessarily served properly in the last, hip hop has been in existence for 50 years. Right. But entrepreneurship has been here since we got over here. We're a capitalistic country. Yeah. So it's like, when you're talking about servicing a community and a globe of people that might not get heard, you need a lot of resources. Because you got to be able to still find them. You still got to be able to still get to them and build them up and continue to have something for them to come to be built up at. So it's like, it's the give and take of it, man.
I love how you said that.
It's crazy. The resources in the underserved communities, the people that are either misrepresented or not represented at all. Yeah. So that's.
But are trying.
But are really trying.
Like, I'm always, like, I was around people who were trying to make it. Every day they're working at it. And it was like, man, like, you just need to be seen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how, like, a lot of this started from, like, my friends are really talented. Like, shout out to all my, like, friends I grew up with. I've always been around real talented people my whole life. Even my sister, like, she just knew how to draw so crazy. I was like, can you just draw me my, like, everything? Because she helped me with my logo, all types of things. Like, I've always been around those people, but they've also always had stories. They've also all had things they had to go through and adversity they had to fight. And I started to understand, like, I just gravitate towards people and they want to tell me their story. Like, that's been happening my whole life. Like, I just started to put it on camera. Yeah. Like, people coming up and we just having one-on-ones all day and we just talking about life and elevation and growth, and that's my day-to-day conversations that I've been wanting to have. And I felt like after college it was very much lacking. So when I started the King Tif Network, that was the goal, that was the vision. Like, I need to have stuff that inspires, that motivates, because I need it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it may be a selfish thing, but then I want to give it to everybody because we all need it at some point.
Absolutely.
So, and it is such a hard creatives. It's a tough field to get into, period, because sometimes you could have all the talent in the world and you just you need for people to be able to see you and hear you and the right person. You know, because you, like you said, it's a lot of talent out here, and it's like you'll find somebody or come across somebody and be like, you not on yet?
Right.
Man,
Right.
In the world.
especially
Right.
in this city.
Yes.
Right.
Like,
They've been
how
at
is
it
this
too
happening?
for
and
years.
they have been at it. Like you said, they definitely have a story.
Yeah.
You know, and so I think that your show and what you're doing is very, very important. And I think Cleveland is coming up a lot with that. Like every summer,
Yes.
there's more things out here where that's showcasing the local talent, and you know, everybody getting to see what's out here and what people have to offer, from actual art to the voices to a little bit of everything.
And there's more respect. It's more like respect behind our arts. Like I feel like since we've like really put, because when you're put like especially on mine, like you get closed up. So if you talking BS, people gonna know. So you gotta really stand behind whatever you're saying or whatever's coming. So it makes you stand up a little bit stronger. Like especially you do 100 episodes, somebody that said something that they was gonna do, they was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do that. But then they looked back at that video and they was like, oh, I gotta do that.
I gotta do that. Yeah.
1,000 people saw that one. I gotta do that. You know, I gotta do that one. They clipped that part out too. Oh man, I gotta come through. So it's just like I feel like that's what's needed sometimes, but in a loving way. Not like go do that or you're a bum. It's like no, like we want to see you win. What do you got?
And you know what? You said something that just hit me in the heart, because you said people just come up to me and randomly start talking to me. When people can sense your energy, your positivity, that you are just being yourself, it just makes people more open to want to talk to you. And that's a gift. You can't teach that. You can't get it on a piece of paper. That's just a God-given gift. And I'm just so glad that you're using it in the manner that you're using it in. Because some people take advantage of that, because they just want to be out for money and success and for the looks of it. But you're trying to establish something bigger, and that's huge.
Thank you.
And also the fact that what you touched on, I want to say I feel like I'm at that moment where you said, you know, I had to understand why I want the money. My reasons were never because I want to be successful or I want to be that bitch. Oops.
That's okay. Sorry.
We might be able to say that though, but whatever. My intentions were never that. I always had intentions, but it was like so worldly, and I felt like I had to narrow it down to say, hey, that's gonna come, but I want it to start. I want it so that I can start here. This is what I want to do, and people don't realize that you won't make money if you stop the flow of money. And by stopping the flow, I mean hoarding it, wanting it for yourself, wanting the success. You got to keep that money going if you want to keep getting money. You got to continue to give in order to get. And it is definitely one and the same. Giving and getting is one and the same. You cannot have one without the other. Period. So I think that, you know, a lot of people have good intentions about what they want to do and what their craft is and why they want to make money. And I want to just say that if you just sit down and try to narrow things down and figure out where you want to start and be grateful for what you have already. That is Steve Harvey, everybody says it. And it's the truest thing that I know out here is to be grateful. We all want more and we all want better and we all want bigger, and there's nothing wrong with that. But make sure that you are being grateful for what you have and you will continue to be blessed.
And that's another thing.
Dropping them tonight. Ain't
I want to wear this out tonight. You know what I'm saying?
But that's another thing. Like what you said about Steve Harvey and just other folks like that. Like they all say the same stuff.
The same thing. Like cliches.
And
they are true.
But they're so true.
Yeah.
And they're so important to understand, because you could say like they're cliches, like they're stuff people know. But do you know how to implement them in your life? It took me years.
I wanted to.
No, for real. It's not easy, and it's something you have to work on and continuously want to be better at. And that's not easy either, because who wants to always want to be trying to be better? Like, it sounds great. And don't get that twisted. It sounds great to always want to be better, but it's lonely. It's lonely. It's understanding yourself, and that means going after all the stuff that was bad growing up, going after all of the stuff that's happening now, and taking control of your life and what you put yourself into, and the accountability for yourself. And all of that sucks because it's like a real look in the mirror, like, okay, I could have been better there. Okay, I could have been better there. Okay,
You've been slacking.
Yeah.
Okay, let me start here and work. Don't beat yourself up, but let me start here and be real with myself. And that's been the biggest thing that the King Tif Network has given me. Like, I've always been myself. I've just been able to show it to people now. Like,
dope, bro.
I'm just me. Like, I want to be in my own lane. I want to be able to embrace any and everybody. I want to big up the people who are working just as hard as me. I want to be in the rooms with the people who are working just as hard as me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be in them rooms. I want to be in the conversations where bosses and ownership are being discussed, because that's where you can truly take control of your life in this world and stuff.
No, it's good stuff, bro. And I love Hugh being honest, man. They right now are the top podcasts in Ohio. You know what I'm saying?
And we not going nowhere.
Hey,
I don't know what he means.
That's big.
But I've been waiting to get on the show to say it. Not going nowhere.
I literally tell you, like, we come for your spot. I just want you to know that, bro.
Sir. Congratulations.
But yeah, no.
That's
And
big stuff.
and I want to congratulate y'all because once again, that's
Actually,
not
a
easy.
target. On my back. That's all it is. Hey, Scotty, we got to get right.
That's right.
They
That's
coming
right.
for us.
Hey, we coming for y'all. But I love that. But I wanted to ask you, how do y'all stay consistent? Because unfortunately, with our city though, you will get the bag of stigma of not coming together, bro. So how do you keep going? How do you find quality guests to have on your show, and how do you guys stay consistent in being a top podcast?
Genuineness. I was listening to something the other day actually about how when you have a foundation and you start doing something, and then it kind of like catches on, and like other people just kind of gravitate towards it, and then you can kind of like cultivate it in a way. What I love of how I started was it was people I knew. Like, I grew up watching these people.
The kids are plugged, by the way.
I love it.
Yeah.
All 100 episodes.
Really? I love
That's
it.
our people.
So I was in these clubs with them. I was in, you know what I'm saying, studio recording sessions. I watched them make some of their first T-shirts. I watched them do, you know what I'm saying, some of their first art pieces. I've seen these people, so we could talk on a real level because we've had these conversations. So it was just like talking like how we normally talk, and then putting a camera behind it, and then me trying to capture the moment where you got real teary-eyed. You know, that was really my whole formula. So from there to now, it's just okay. Whoever comes around this, it has to be people like who are serious about whatever they do. Like you can't even, if you take yourself as a joke, why would I? That's make everything I do for I don't take myself as a joke. So I'm not gonna just bring you on just because you want to be on and look cool. That's fine, and I'm glad my thing looks cool to you. But what it is for you to tell your story of how hard you had to go to get where you are, and how hard you still have to go to get where you really want to be. And that's how, to bring it back to your question, that's how I feel like we're coming together, and how I'm trying to go against the whole narrative of Cleveland not coming together. We're not the old generation. We are a new generation.
Thank you.
Yes. A change is a coming.
That's another reason why I call
Change is
myself
coming.
king, though, because I'm willing to make a new regime. I'm willing to
Woo!
go in, and it takes years for stuff like that, and I'm willing to put the work in.
Y'all heard that?
Amazing.
We are not our
Service.
parents.
I'm willing to put the service.
That's good.
Man.
Because that's the best kings.
And I just had to say this while I'm listening to you talk, and everybody has differences or whatever in Cleveland. It's so much talent here, and I feel like we are, if we're not currently in it, we're about to enter into like a renaissance period.
Yeah,
because I
that's
see
good.
the emergence
I do
of
too.
talent, and it's like every day I'm just like, this new designer, this new artist, and I feel like the more that we keep podcasts and shows like this going, the larger they're gonna get. And the more that our city, I feel like we're going to start bridging those gaps.
You never lie. So we got beef with Neo Davis. Y'all ain't heard he was on a sleeper sucker. I said it. I said it. I'm gonna keep saying it.
Okay.
Because
Cleveland.
he said about Cleveland. He was on sleeper suckers. He said Cleveland. What's in Cleveland? And I took a whole offense to that.
Wow.
Bro. Whole offense to that. 'Cause I'm like, how dare you, sir?
How dare you?
What isn't in Cleveland is the question.
Exactly. You ain't never lied.
For real now.
And like I might have like, you know what I'm saying, I might have shot out the pull-up experience, but you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But I was thinking in my mind, shows like yours is other great things that we're showcasing what we have here.
Man,
Plenty.
You know what I'm saying?
The
Plenty.
More
movie
than
scene,
plenty.
the movie scene,
the movie,
Man.
the music,
the music
the
scene.
art. I mean, just period.
Yes.
But when
Yes.
but when I say like, there's been like moments in my time of the music where it was like people are getting signed every week, like the Q Monies came, YFL Kel, like people were getting signed. Like the movie time right now, how people are putting out quality
Shout out to
film.
Johnny, man.
Man, it's
Johnny's
just
dropping a whole film like every month or something.
like man shooting or putting them out.
Yeah, man.
And
It's beautiful. It's
And
beautiful.
he's bringing people in.
Yeah.
He's not only has talent from Cleveland and literally
Now he's expanding that.
exactly.
Come on.
And
How can you
he's
lose?
making these connections and he's using businesses
Yeah.
to film. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I like this.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
let me have the opportunity. Like when he put Gus's on, like he's taking it to the level where he's putting businesses on.
Come on.
Yeah.
You
Come
know,
on.
people and businesses.
But that's what you need.
Showcasing our city.
You need
Exactly.
people like that. That's just really them trailblazers. That's like, nah, I'm bringing him. I'm bringing
Exactly.
her. I'm bringing
Facts.
them. And I got this person back over there in Detroit. We're gonna bring them too.
Yeah.
And y'all know what? Y'all talking about movie producers? Shout out to Danielle Dominique.
Okay.
Productions.
Okay.
She is a East Cleveland native, to
I
be
love
specific.
it. I love it. I gotta get
She
him.
has her first movie on Tubi, which is going viral right now.
Okay.
It's
What is it
called
called?
Control.
Control.
Controlled.
It is sick. It's called Controlled. It's on
Okay,
Amazon
for sure.
Prime.
Okay.
For sure.
Tubi.
Yeah. Go get
Danielle put me
Shout
in the
out.
movie. I just
Shout
shouted you
out,
out,
Danielle.
girl.
Come on.
But she,
Nico,
Shout
come on to
But
the
you know what?
come on to the pull-up.
Everybody check her out.
everybody. She
Yeah.
started off so small, shooting in her best friend's salon. So now she's out in LA.
I
That's
love
producing
it.
movies.
I love
dope.
it.
So I'm just
Bring
saying.
it back to the city. Let's
Yeah,
go.
that-
Bring it back to
Yeah.
the city and let's work.
Yeah.
That's what we supposed to do. Cause I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not staying here for forever. But I'm leaving to come back.
To come
Yeah.
back. That's dope.
Cause my dream is to have a base to where we can literally funnel the talent in Cleveland forever. But if I don't expand it, how much can I really give y'all?
Yeah.
How much can I really
Definitely.
how far can I really take y'all if I'm only giving the Ohio?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But because then eventually, if I get big enough, you know, Lord willing, if I get big enough,
When you
it'll,
get
Say
big enough,
when.
bro.
When.
Right. Say
Yeah.
when.
only reason why I say Lord willing, we gotta make it. It's every day of a survival
Process.
out here and working. But what was I about to say? When I get big enough, it'll turn into a cycle of I'll just be funneling Ohio talent around Ohio people, and that's only if I don't expand. So I have to make myself go to a different market, just so I can come back and be like, yeah, we have this market now. We can reach more. Now your talents can be seen at different people, and talents in that community that haven't been able to be showcased can be seen by us.
Right.
So now it becomes vice versa, and that's how you can really get people that may not know about you in Florida know about you in Florida. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a challenge, but
That reminds me of a story, not to cut you off, and this has nothing to do with you per se, but what you just said. I can remember, because I've always traveled a lot. My dream was to be a singer originally. So I
Oh,
did
yeah,
a lot
I
of
know.
I did a lot of traveling. I got signed to a record label by an athlete. And I was a lot of places, and I can remember the years, telling my age. I can remember when everybody was just getting hip to Bone.
Wow.
Yes, and I was traveling, and they would just keep hitting us with Bone, 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 Bone. them dudes was hot. Like,
And you like, I know him.
excited. Like, I can literally remember when we would go to different cities, and they would be like, them dudes, they got y'all on the map. Like, Cleveland is it right now. I'm like, it is, ain't it?
How long before that had you heard of Bone, though?
I'm gonna say, well, I actually grew up on the street with Stanley and Steve.
Yeah.
Look, I was gonna say, which one of
So,
them is your
yeah.
cousin?
See what I'm saying?
I grew up on the street.
That's
with
the
them.
beautiful part about
back
it.
we were in middle school.
Wow.
They weren't rapping yet.
Right.
I say they probably started rapping maybe. I started hearing about them maybe the end of high school,
Right.
something like that.
Okay, and then
So-
you heard them in a different state at around late 20s, early 20s?
In my mid-20s.
Mid-20s.
I heard. No, you know what? Yeah, mid-20s.
That's the gap that of how hard you got to go to push to a different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That of no, they've been rapping and
high.
moving
Been
around the
high,
city,
been high.
but no,
Yeah.
they boom.
Now they boom, 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 boom. You know,
In
the
Florida
Easy,
now.
and then
So it's like,
it was on.
but
Yeah,
that
I
could have been
remember that.
10 years for them.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just, are you willing to stay in it? That's my whole thing right now. Stick to itiveness and like, are you willing to like okay, I quote unquote the best podcast or the biggest podcast, whatever.
So humble
If I
about it,
stop,
man.
I was gonna say,
but
it's so modest.
But if I
It
stop
don't mean-
tomorrow,
I don't have a chain
would
with
that
it on.
matter? But if I stop tomorrow, would that matter?
Ooh, that's good.
You know what I'm saying? It would have been just something I did,
That's good.
not something that I created that kept going. And
That's
that was the
good.
whole point.
That's good.
So it didn't put more
Gotta put
pressure on
in
me,
that
but it was
work.
just
Got
like
to.
I gotta just like I gotta go. I gotta keep going. And you know, I'm blessed. Like me and the team, we really have been going straight 52 weeks. After this week, after Friday, 52 weeks straight. Have not missed a week. Dropping interviews.
Woo.
And we've dropped multiple interviews in a week. We dropped 4 interviews in
That's
1
why
week.
They flexing on you, man.
I respect it.
It's
I
just
respect
that
it.
was a year.
I be texting. I probably
he
but I love. But like I said, it's a friendly competition. But I love it because it keeps like, hey, we gotta get this going. You know?
Right. And it's like, what's success without some competition?
No,
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
you need
I'm
that.
with it.
No, hands
I'm
down.
with it for sure.
Yeah.
Especially
And you
people.
learn too.
Oh, yeah.
You learn.
Oh yeah. You don't know. I'll be looking like,
You have
oh,
to
okay.
learn.
You too?
Right.
I was like,
You have
what
to
that
learn
caption
from
say?
somebody.
I see a lot of likes under that one. What he talk about? What's
But
the comment?
That's good. That's how you do it. It's not a hating thing. I'm like, I big up all the time. Like, I've been to put up like, hey man, y'all just look at this podcast like, because it's a good interview right here. You know, because it's good stuff, man.
I appreciate it.
And I think that's what we need more. And we, like you said, we are. I love how you said that, man. We are the generations that's changing around because, like you said, for so long that was the
the
feel of the
narrative.
city, man.
Yeah, that was the feel. Oh, they can't mess with them. They can't. I'm like, ah.
Right. Let's break that.
I went to John Hay. I ain't gonna hold you. We was with everybody. So if you had problems, you still had to go to class. And it was just like, at the end of the day, what's your goal here anyway? Are you trying to go get to something, or are you just here? If you just here, you can go. And that's my whole mentality in life. Like, if you ain't about, like, not if you ain't about nothing, because everybody go through stuff. So sometimes you get lost and you don't know what you about. But if you got some umph about you, I can rock behind you. But if you ain't got no umph, if you ain't got no, like, if it's always a hard day, I can't. Because always, I need some good days
Like, listen.
to get through the bad days.
Right.
Because they're coming. But that's okay because you stack enough wins. You know how
Yep,
Jay-Z or
that's good.
somebody of them said,
No.
stacking up W.
Oof.
Man, listen. Okay, so we talked about the past.
Yeah, what else?
We talked the present. Let's talk about the future, bro. Let's talk about the future because I heard pieces of it, but what do you got in the works coming up for you and for the King Tif Network, man?
Well, we're gonna mash the gas. We're not gonna do too much different right now. When it comes to the interviews, we're coming for everybody.
That's what's up.
We want to see the whole city shine.
That's good stuff, man.
We want to continue to build our leverage in our relationships. Take the time to really, like we were going so hard in 2022. Now we're going hard, but we're steady. So we're gonna go at a steady pace so we can start to incorporate certain brands, certain different ideas and marketing. Well, really, I found my formula. So we found the formula we like. Now it's about, okay, how do we add the pieces around it? Yeah. So be looking out for the website, the King Tif Network website. That's coming, kingtifnetwork.com. Be looking out for merch. I got the t-shirts here now, but we got some exclusive stuff coming. Collaborations, sponsorship deals are coming. They are being talked about and discussed on the table. And just be on the lookout for a lot of like learning things. Like we're gonna be placing products. We're gonna be changing the set a little bit. We're gonna be adding different apparel stuff as far as like different banners and stuff. We're gonna just keep continuing to pick away at like what when we walk in, what we really want it to look like. We love what we have, but we always want to get it better. So that's a lot of what I'm focused on, and just focus on the behind the scenes, because I feel like what I do is what I do. Yeah. So I'm comfortable at the point of I'll do that every week. Now, what can I put around it that when this goes, I can just go all the way and then fund. I have a whole, and this is actually, you might not find this one, so hopefully you don't know the time or nothing. I have a whole web series that I have written with a partner that is kind of a biography of how this came about, but it's like in story form. That's dope. But that won't be produced until I get the network to a certain level. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we got to just hit our goals. We got to hit our points. And as long as we continue to hit our points, we're gonna just keep expanding.
But the fact you have the foresight to see that, you know, you're going to make it. You know what I'm saying? So you already got, because I promise you, I joke around with them all the time, but I already got the documentary, so already in my head. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's already up here.
I can't wait till they come back to Cleveland Road, where I was born. I'm not going to lie, it was a brick house. All of that's going to be in the documentary. I promise you. Then we driving up here. It's going to be great. I've been thinking about that since college.
See, that's what's up,
See,
man.
you saw it happening.
Keys to the, I want keys to the city. Yes, I'm putting this out there now. I want keys to both of my cities. I want keys to both of my cities. And I want a street. Yes, that's what I'm going after. Absolutely.
And I can't wait for the clip. We're going to use a very clip right here to just show that when we come back to this.
When it happens.
When it happens.
I can't wait, man.
Oh. Thank you so much.
Okay. So
I had to do 1,030. I had to do 1,100 of these interviews, but I got my street. I would love it. I'd do 1,001 more. I don't care.
No,
I really love doing them. I really do.
Bro.
It changes my whole perspective on life.
And you can tell, because you got some people who just do it for the hell of it, and you got people who actually genuinely love doing what they do, bro. You can tell with your interviews, you actually love what you do, bro, and it shows. Yeah. And I think that's the difference between something I watch and something that I just like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that. That was part of my, because again, I started on my iPhones, and I was on the iPhone 6. That is a great camera that you have right here. It's not an iPhone 6. I will tell you that much. My first, I want to say my first 15 interviews. Now my first 25 interviews on the King Tif Network was on my phones, both of them, and I have the one. I have the one in the car, and I have the one that is broke now. But yeah, and I just wanted to continue to elevate. So to me, it was like, if I continue to elevate, I'm fine with doing this for free. I don't really care. Like, it doesn't really matter to me if I can figure out how to fine tune it and just make it look as good enough. I know the content, what I'm talking about, what we're talking about is elevation talk. And if you're around enough elevation talk, you will elevate.
I almost fell my chair. Okay. I'm sorry. Like, I almost fell my chair. Oh, thank you.
And that's like my whole thing, man. I gotta elevate.
Yeah.
And that's in every aspect, not just. And I kind of put financially last for a long time, and that's where I was kind of messed up. But I had to like learn certain things of why I needed the money again. Back to what we were talking about. But it's not just I lost since I've done the interview. I've lost what. I was 205. I'm one.
You was 205, bro?
Yeah, and I'm 180 now, 170, 178. Like I'm maintaining it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
you get on the camera, you be like,
man, what? Like, is that a titty? No.
Look, I'm scared to watch the playback now, dang.
No, it's really just about like health over wealth, in a mindset. So working out clears my mind.
I caught you at the gym now that I'm thinking about it.
I feel like
I saw you at the gym.
Yeah, I be trying to get it in. But, just having elevating conversations. Yeah. I learned so much from every one of my royal family members that I've sat down with, thank you. Because I've learned something from each and every one of them. Where it's motivation, or it's a concept, or it's just an idea of how to get through something, how you have to kind of put your mind in certain mind frames to actually get through this and then talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, I appreciate it. Like, even today, a clip got me through like the morning I was having. It was just like, it was like, you know what? How do I want them to look at me? Like how I want everybody to look at me, with respect and honor. So I got to do it.
I don't think everybody know, like, podcasting is like a whole educational hack. Because, like, the same way, everyone's wondering, where you get the question from? It's a question I want to know. You know what I'm saying? It's a question that I really want to know. That's what I'm asking them and whatnot.
Absolutely.
So, hey, listen, you want to learn something, get you a podcast.
That's it. That's literally it. Like, that's where it comes from. Like, all my questions, and that's why you might not have to see me, like, or like, where do I get my questions from? I be really want to know stuff. Like, especially when I talk to people, I really want to know stuff from, like, the success and like how they battled through something and how they handled this lump sum of money or whatever. It's like, I really want to know.
Look, real life is the best teacher.
Yeah.
That's the best education.
Yeah. And you learn a lot from other people.
For $0.
Man. And free game. That's really what it is. But yeah, expansion. I didn't even talk about, TK and media. That's where we really do the live shows and the the recap videos, and we'll partner with different brands. I'm still trying to figure out exactly where I want to do with that because it's so much to do both, because they're two different entities for real. They bounce off each other, but they're not the same thing. And what was happening was, it was looking like the same thing. And the best thing I did in 2022 was separate it, because it really gave eyes to what was supposed to be given eyes to, which was what's going on, what people got going on. Yeah, I throw mine in there, but it's around everybody's. But then when I actually post, it's like 95% original content. So I try to make original content for the page, and then the King Tif Network page is all original content. I don't put anything up that's not mine. So, but that's what I learned from Vlad, because that's how he never got his page took, because a lot of people get a lot of followers and stuff like that, and then they start posting stuff that's not theirs. And then they get flagged. And because it's a rough game. And then once you get, and then the flags start happening and all that, and then you lose your page, and it's like, that's how he has like I mean, it's like 4.2 million on Instagram, but he's never lost it.
He never lost it, because all original in his.
It's all original in his.
That was a
gem right there.
That was a gem right there. Man, listen, I'm like, stealing nobody else's stuff no more.
So basically, part 2, we gonna be on King Tif next up.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
yes.
Part 2.
Yes, we need to have that. That has to happen.
We gonna lock that in. So my last
But
question.
y'all is busy. I had to wait 3 months for this. You see me talking. I've been preparing for this for 3 months. I've been looking at this day for 3 months. They was gonna get some words out of me on a Tuesday too.
Hey, listen. Hey, and appreciate you, bro. You know what I'm saying? But y'all know, hey, we hey, the list is long. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
we not making it
Look,
not
I've been put on the calendar since last year.
Come on, they is not popping. We'll say that much. They is not popping.
Okay.
There's inquiries.
Waiting line like the doctor's office.
Hey,
And I want to commend y'all
on.
on that part. Like, y'all really have a schedule. Y'all really, like,
Shout out to Michelle.
shout out to Michelle.
Yes, Michelle.
Shout out to y'all for putting that together and making that a priority, because that's something I'm working on, infrastructure and, like, really building out, like,
bro.
who you want to, that's beautiful, man.
Because it's been some time someone had double scheduled some people or not had scheduled them at all.
I really was trying to be long-winded, so I run into the other competition. My episode gonna be better than whoever's episode is today. I tell you that much. I'll be talking. But I love it. I love it.
We appreciate you, bro. So, okay, so for the person who's watching this right now, it's a kid who's watching this like, man, I want to do what King Tif is doing. What are 3 things you want? Because you dropped some bombs today, bro. What are 3 things you want them to take away from your interview today?
You know what's funny? I've been watching y'all podcast for a long time. I've been
You
ready
ready? You
for this question.
He's ready.
This question changes all the time. Because I feel like when you get to certain levels, you gotta change what you do to go to the next level. But okay, kid like me, and they just starting and they trying to figure out something. I would say, find your why. Find the reason why you wake up, like why you wake up and do whatever you're doing now. Find that reason. Then I would say set achievable goals at first. Like, if you're a dreamer like me, like, it's gonna come a lot. It's gonna come so big that it's gonna be like, all right, I'm not doing all that. Yeah. But if you chip away at it, you will find that you're closer than you were yesterday. And that's very important. And then I would say, and I guess this is because I'm an interviewer, talk to people. Talk to successful people. Because, like we said earlier, like, successful people basically say the same things, but what do they say? Do you know? Because I didn't know for 24 years of my life. I was figuring, the last 2 years was me successfully figuring out what are they talking about. They're saying the same things, but what are they even saying? And it's like, all right, slow down, calm down. No, they're just saying whatever you do, do it. And it's going to be hard. That's basically, so just don't stop. And if you do that, all the other little things like, the support and the team and all of those things will start to, the resources, they'll all to start kind of forming themselves. And that's kind of how organic my team has been. It's just, they've kind of formulated themselves together and the resources as well. And it's just like, because of the sole fact that I refuse to stop. Like, I refuse to quit. That's I refuse to be deterred. I refuse to allow any hype or clout to stop me from pursuing the actual goal and the mission. I never want to be famous, but if I have to, I will, because I do have something to say.
I ain't never heard that.
No, facts.
That's dope, though.
That's facts.
That's dope.
So yeah, I would start there. I would start with those 3. Find your why, set achievable goals, and talk to people who are successful, because they will give you some motivation.
For sure.
I've got to say, we had a lot of, I've asked that question 104 times. That's got to be the best one. That'll be the best one yet,
Maybe because I've been watching it for I was watching it for like a week straight. So I'm like, how do people break it down? Boom, boom, boom. My head just went there. That was just a 3 out of 3.
That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff, man. I gotta say, I honestly enjoy the interview because it's not too often you get a chance to talk to somebody who's in the same fit as you. You know what I'm saying? Get a chance to pick their brain. And I man, this is my boy right here. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I will text him all the time, just talking shit. I mean,
just
stuff.
talking shit. I'm like, hey, hello.
The slips.
It's a Wednesday.
Right.
Good morning, big dog. Good morning.
Right.
He like, nah. Game 7, Warriors, Cavs.
But you know,
This time you're the Cavs. I'm like, wait.
That's how you
Wait,
go
what
happened? Right? But it's good stuff though. It keeps you competitive because like I see like, dang, they just dropped another one. They dropped another one. But it's good stuff though. It's quality stuff. And once again, I love what they do because once again, I love some of our guests intersect because he'll have somebody. I'm like, damn, that was good. We need to get them on one night. And he'll have a whole different genre of like guests. I think is dope. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's not like out of a hate thing. Like, oh man, they do it bigger than us. No, like they doing it. That is dope stuff right there.
Do you see their numbers on YouTube? Y'all are watching right now. Y'all are one of the like 1,000 of people who watch this every week. I get like 25 on YouTube. Okay, it's not. It's y'all have figured it out.
Man, listen.
Where I'm still trying to figure it out. Now I might have some Instagram where we throw them clips out, but that's because that's all I had.
No, bro, y'all doing it.
I ain't had no YouTube. I ain't have nothing. I just had to throw clips out so people know what was going on.
Y'all put on quite something. Like I said, it's good stuff, man. Like I said,
Hence the reason for the pull-up experience.
Come on now.
Exactly.
Come on now. Y'all are
Here
really,
we go. We know
really
this young man has his own show. We know that he showcases creatives. We know that he showcases athletes.
Yeah, athletes.
A little bit of everything.
I've had
Businesses,
everybody.
whatever. A little bit of everything.
Everybody.
So we know that this young man has, and you hear him speak. So you already know what it's about. You know it's a good show. He has some very good stuff to say. Dropped a whole lot of jewels.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel like you really did put information out there for somebody who wants to start.
Thank you. Thank
For
you.
somebody who has this lingering on their mind.
Yep.
So, check them out. Definitely the King Tif Network.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. It'll be in the show notes, so don't worry
At
about it. You know what I'm saying?
the King Tif Network. That's at King TIF Network.
I'm like, so we have a lot of show notes. So y'all gotta go looking around. It's the only other podcast on the door, so it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I thank you again, man, for coming on, man, and taking time out to spend with us, man.
Yeah, it's been in the works.
It's been in the works.
It has.
Finally got it.
I finally got it.
And you know what I'm saying? I look forward to be on his next up. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So we come.
Now,
That's gonna be a good one.
are y'all coming? Did everybody come?
Oh yeah, we all come.
I would
through.
love to have everybody.
We all come through.
We can look. I do all one by one too. I do. Look,
but we all got
like,
individual stories too. You know
that's
what I'm saying?
exactly.
Yeah,
So
no.
we can make that happen.
Sure.
We're gonna make it happen, man. And this is episode 104. Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta make sure we talk about our network event because you came out to one.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And they were all in both.
Which we gotta talk about. And we start
coming
coming together on some of them.
Yeah. You know what?
I was gonna wait till the camera came off.
Yeah, you're right. We'll talk
But-
about that.
But
But
look, I
March
need some
12th, guys, we are going to be right across the street over here at the 4 Bistro. Listen, per usual, guys, we are introverts, amazing enough as it is.
Yeah,
And out of the introvertness, we created this great way to network with people who are doing great things in our city. Once again, you have 4 minutes. 2 minutes on your side, 2 minutes on the other person's side. You speak your piece, say what you do. You like each other? Cool. You don't? Even better. Because you can move on to the next person and then no skin off your nose. And if you got to really find a connection as far as business-wise, talk to the words, exchange numbers, and just keep it moving. But it's a great way to, once again, get yourself out there. I don't care if you just started your business yesterday. It's a great way to find a new mentor, a new partner, or just a great connection overall.
Even if you haven't started your business yet.
Exactly.
You just want to get some information and pick some brains and find out how or some of the things you need to do legally or...
Right.
You said legally or. I'm like, or what?
Oh, legally or any other information.
I think I ran into my competition
Like
for the
people
day.
don't know, everybody don't know about LLCs,
let's
everybody
go.
don't know
Fact.
about, so if you want to get your licenses and things like that,
Yeah.
or if you just want to know how to do something.
Yeah. Pull up.
I'm about to say, pull up. It's going to be a good time, guys. So once again, click the link in the bio. We want to see y'all there. It's going to be a good time, and we appreciate y'all. Once again, like King Tif said, we all appreciate the fact that every week y'all come out, and it just shows us that once again that if you put quality stuff out, people are going to see it.
Yeah.
And you see great people like Tif. We got quality people like Sam. We got quality people who come on every week who are sharing their story. Y'all are watching, so that means y'all getting value from it. And then nothing else that we're doing here is value added to you guys. So we thank y'all.
Appreciate it.
So we'll see y'all next week, y'all. Till then, peace.
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 I love it. Thank y'all.